Every gamer knows the feeling. You open your inventory, and it's full, completely full. You can't pick up anything new. You can't move freely. You're weighed down by things you collected weeks ago, back when you thought you might need them. So you stand there, scrolling through your items, asking yourself, do I actually need all of this? That moment, that pause, is not just about games. It's one of the most important questions a person can ask themselves, at any age, in any chapter of life. What are you carrying? And is it still worth the wait? In most games, your inventory is a visible thing. You can see exactly what you're holding. You can compare items, weigh their value, decide what to keep and what to leave on the ground. Life doesn't give you that interface. Our inventory, the things we carry through our days, is largely invisible. It's the worries we wake up with, the grudges we packed years ago and never put down, the expectations others placed on us that somehow became ours, the old versions of ourselves we keep dragging along out of habit. Most of us have never done a serious audit of what we're actually carrying. We just keep moving, adding more, getting heavier, and we wonder why some days feel so exhausting. Games have a way of making this visible, of holding up a mirror, not always on purpose, but consistently, because in a game, you feel the weight. A full inventory slows you down, limits your options, forces a choice. Real life works exactly the same way. We just rarely stop to notice. When we start a new game, we collect everything, because everything might be useful. You don't know yet what the world will ask of you, so you take the herbs, the broken tools, the rusty swords, the rocks. You fill every slot, just in case. Sound familiar? Early in life, we do the same thing. We gather roles, obligations, opinions, identities. We say yes to things we don't want out of fear of needing them later. We accumulate. But experienced players know something beginners don't. Most of it, you never use. The weight you carry in anticipation of a problem that never comes. That weight is real. It costs you energy. It costs you space. It costs you the freedom to move quickly when something actually matters. Learning what you truly need is a skill, in games and in life. Some of the heaviest items in our inventory don't even belong to us. In games, you sometimes agree to carry something for someone else. A quest item, a delivery, a burden that isn't yours, but that you've accepted out of loyalty or obligation, or simply because no one else would take it. In life, this happens constantly. We carry our parents' unfulfilled dreams, our partner's fears, our children's futures, the expectations of communities we may have outgrown, the standards of a world that never asked us what we actually wanted. These aren't bad things to carry. Love is often heavy, and that's okay. But there's a difference between carrying something because it truly matters to you and carrying it because you've simply forgotten to put it down. The question isn't, whose is this? The question is, have I chosen to carry it? Chosen. Not inherited. Not absorbed. Chosen. In games, there's a skill that no one teaches you at the start. Knowing when to drop something, not because it has no value, but because you've outgrown it, because something better is ahead, because your hands need to be free. Dropping items feels wrong at first, wasteful. You earned that. You carried it this far. But the player who clears their inventory, deliberately, thoughtfully, moves through the world differently, lighter, faster, more present. In life, dropping things looks like forgiveness. Not for the other person's sake, for your own inventory space. It looks like ending something that no longer fits, releasing a goal that was never truly yours, letting a version of yourself retire. It doesn't have to be dramatic. The best inventory management happens quietly, one item at a time, one honest look at what you're holding and why. Every inventory has a limited number of slots. That's not a punishment. That's a design decision. The limitation forces you to prioritize, to decide what's truly essential, to make space for what you might find ahead. What would you keep if you only had 8 slots? Not 8 possessions, 8 things, values, relationships, commitments, ways of spending time. Most people, if they're honest, are carrying far more than 8 things, but truly living for maybe 2 or 3 of them. The rest is noise, collected out of habit, kept out of fear. This isn't about minimalism for its own sake. It's about clarity, about knowing deeply, honestly, what matters to you, so that when something genuinely valuable appears, you have room for it. That room doesn't come from time management or productivity systems. It comes from dropping things you never needed in the first place. Some games encourage you to rest, to stop at an inn, light a fire, sleep. And while your character sleeps, you get to look at everything you've gathered, review it, sort it, decide what tomorrow requires. Those moments of stillness aren't wasted time. They are the game asking you to be intentional. We rarely give ourselves that in real life. We move from task to task, year to year, decade to decade, rarely pausing to ask, what am I actually carrying right now? What's serving me? What's slowing me down? What would I leave behind if I could? This video is an invitation to that pause. Not to fix everything, not to discard everything, just to look. Honest, quiet looking is one of the rarest and most powerful things a person can do for themselves. Games, at their best, remind us that stopping to take stock is not falling behind. It's part of how you move forward. Tonight, before you sleep, you might ask yourself one simple question. Not a complicated question, not one that needs an answer right now. Just this: what am I carrying that I never chose to pick up? Let that sit with you for a moment. In games and in life, the inventory we carry shapes the journey we have. Not the world around us, not the obstacles we face, what we carry. Travel light when you can. Choose carefully what deserves a slot. And remember, there's always room to drop something you no longer need. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one.